Hey Red Tree, this is a video to briefly describe some of the functions of CCB and how you can potentially get the most out of it. CCB stands for Community Church Builder and is a web-based software for churches to connect and communicate more efficiently. And at Red Tree, it's a great tool and we're very blessed to have it, but the only way we're going to be able to use it effectively is if we understand how to use it. So first I'll walk you through how to set up your CCB account and how to access it quickly. Then we'll talk about some of the functions and how you can be more efficient in using them. So first, let's start off by opening your browser on your computer, and then in the URL bar at the top, type redtree.ccbchurch.com. This is the official website for our CCB account, and if you don't know how else to access it, if you don't feel like doing that, you can go to our website, which is right here. I'll pull that up for you real quick. Under Resources, down at the bottom, if you click CCB, that's another link to take you straight there. So once you're here, it's smart to go ahead and put a bookmark for this page so you'll be able to come back to it in the future. On Google Chrome, which is what I'm using, if you press the star up in the right-hand corner, you can add a bookmark. Different browsers do different things for adding bookmarks, so figure that out. If you need help, then ask someone. And if you have ever been to a service at Red Tree, ever filled out a Connect card, then you have a CCB account. We input data into the information every week. But if you are unsure if you have an account or not, you can ask one of the pastors here or one of the leaders here. And if you are pretty sure you have an account but don't know your username or password, you select Forget Username or Password, then type in your email address in this, and then press Submit. And then that should send an email to one of the administrators for CCB, and then we'll send you a reactivation code. We'll go back to the login page. So if you know your password, go ahead and sign in. And this will bring you to your home screen, and on your home screen is where you're going to have all of your data inputted into one. It'll be upcoming activities, different things that are going on in groups around you, different messages that might have been posted. This is going to be your home screen, and this is going to be similar to like a Facebook feed, but we're going to go first to your profile. So on that, go to My Profile, and this is just a test profile, and what you can do is that in this, you're going to set up your own profile. It's going to be your responsibility to set up your own profile so that we'll be able to keep track of you. On your profile page right here, if you go over to Edit Profile, you'll have a lot of different options to edit your actual profile. And so I would go ahead and fill in as much information as possible, because later you can select which information can be displayed on the public side and which information can only be seen by certain people. So once you're done, press Save. And then over here in the Update Privacy setting, this is where you're going to be able to update who gets to see what on your profile. Everyone will at least be able to see your name and your phone number if they are a part of the Red Tree CCB. But on this page is when you can select who gets to see what. Under here, you'll see that one of the options is Friends Only. We don't really use Friends Only at Red Tree because that means adding friends, and we don't really use that function. So if you want someone, if you select everybody, that means that everyone's in the Red Tree Church CCB can see it, which isn't that many people, it's just if you've been to a service. But if you want a select group of people to do it, I would suggest doing church leadership or friends and my group members only. And that'll, maybe if you want your address only available to the Red Tree leaders or to people in your gospel community group, then you can select that. And then whenever you're done, press Save at the bottom. I would strongly suggest to go ahead and update as much information as possible, and then just update your privacy to reflect who you want to see what part of your profile. So let's go back to the home screen. First, we're going to talk about like a bunch of the functions of CCB. Really, we're just going to talk about three main ones, and then how these functions are going to be really useful to you. So right now, we're going to go through groups, calendar, and people. We're not going to go over messages because when messages are sent out in CCB, they go straight to your email inbox, and so it's really unnecessary to come to CCB to check your messages, because you can just go to your email browser to check that. Whether you're using Gmail or MacMail or anything, you can check it from that rather than having to come to CCB. But we are going to talk about groups, calendar, and people. So first, let's go over to the Groups tab. Groups are added automatically. You are put into each group by your group leader, and you can't add yourself to a group. You can request to be added to a group. For instance, if you're in the Comstock Discipleship group and you wanted to become a part of it, you could email David Comstock and ask him to put him in your gospel community group. And everything else you were added automatically. But groups is what determine all of the messages you receive and all of the events that are going to be updated onto your calendar, and those are all populated from your group. Everyone is under the group entire church group, and so a lot of events that we put on, if we want it for the whole church, like for instance the City Mission Extravaganza, this is June, and in July we do that in the second Saturday of every month. The City Mission Barbecue, that is going to be automatically updated for the entire church group, which if you're in CCB, then you'll be in the group entire church group. So that'll be on your radar for sure. Everything else is going to be based upon which specific group you're in. You might be in different groups than what looks like on this page, but this is an example of what most people will be in. You'll be in the entire church group. If you come to Red Tree more than just once, you'll be in a regular attender. You'll probably be in a gospel community group, and you might be in a discipleship group. This is also how you're going to receive email updates from each of these specific groups. And as I mentioned earlier, these are going to go into your email inbox, so you don't have to worry about coming into CCB to check those. I'm sure you've already figured that out by receiving emails. If you aren't receiving these emails, it's because you're either not in a group or because your group leader hasn't been sending you specific emails because of your communication preferences. And so if it's your communication preferences, go to Home and go to your profile, and then over here, do Set Communication Preferences. And over here is how you can, because you can have the option to check not to get any group messages, but this will be the page where you'll want to do that and want to change that setting to receive group messages. So next, let's go over to calendar. We briefly talked about that earlier, but this is going to be where all of your events based upon your groups are populated. And so let's see if you had a question about the City Mission Extravaganza. One thing you would want to do is, if you want to know more information about it, click on that and it'll give you all of the dates and times. And if you want to even know more details, go to more details, and then it'll take you to the event page. And you can RSVP to let people know that you're coming. Usually what we do is for like the City Mission Barbecue, or what we do in the city, we'll have a sign-up sheet on Sunday, and if you sign up, then we'll automatically put you into this. But oftentimes we'll have an event that we invite people on CCB. You've probably received an RSVP email in the past, maybe for children's ministry or maybe for some other event that we're doing, and this is the page that you can see who all's coming, and it's mostly for administrative purposes, to order food or for supplies or such, things like that. And so this is how you check that. So if you have any questions, you contact the person that's on the contact phone number, or you send an email to one of the church leaders. Another thing is that if you're tech savvy, if you go over to Actions and select Subscribe to Calendar, then you'll be able to subscribe to your Gmail calendar or your iCal and get updates on your phone if you wanted to be notified that way. Okay, lastly, let's go over the People's tab. This one is most widely useful for church members in connecting with each other. This is really just a web-based church directory. What it is it's just a search bar, and you can't browse through the entire church group, but what you can do is, if you want to contact someone, you just type in their name, and then it'll populate, and you select that, and then it'll take you to their profile page, and you'll have an option to call them with their phone number or send them an email. And a lot of times, if you're new, you can't send an email on their actual email address. It won't have their email address displayed, but you can send an email to anyone using CCB just by doing send an email. And so another quick thing is, if you're tech savvy, this page is really helpful on your mobile device if you have a smartphone. If you have a smartphone, the best thing to do is to go to your home screen or to go to CCB, redtree.ccbchurch.com, and then to type in your login information and then press mobile login. And then I would add that as a home screen or as a bookmark on your Safari in your browser on your smartphone. And then for future, if you wanted to contact someone in the church, all you would have to do is pull up that, go to mobile login, and then it'll take you straight to this screen. You can type in anyone's name and then automatically be able to call them, text them, or see where they live if they have set that in their privacy settings. So I hope that this was useful, and if you have any questions regarding CCB or anything we discussed, you can email me at hello@redtreechurch.com or click the link on our website to email us questions.